My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. I just said this twice. And the reason is this sentence perfectly summarizes why you can't convert subscribers onto your email list. Because you don't know how the conversion, like how the subscriber conversion process works. And so don't expect to convert as many subscribers as you can onto your list. Like you can't solve a math problem, okay? You don't understand. It doesn't work that way. My name is Boris, founder of Fine Market, and for the past month, I've been helping coaches, consultants, founders, course creators, agency owners, and entrepreneurs create their brand with email marketing. And so, in this video, my goal will be to share with you the exact mechanism behind every sign up you get or lose. Meaning, what happens in people's head, right, before they make the decision of signing up or not to your list. In fact, I'm going to walk you through their psychology, how they think, and how they make the decision of signing up or not the moment they see your landing page. Very important. So the first thing to know is there are four factors that determine whether someone signs up or not. Now take a look at this formula. We have sign up rate equals to B plus I all over F plus R. As you can see, this is the formula for sign up rate, right? And so what does each letter mean? Let's get into that. Now, V stands for the long-term value. This is the perceived value a person or potential subscriber sees in getting your emails day in, day out, or however frequently you send them. Now, let's say in your daily emails, right, you share tips about how to make better stock investments. Like what I highlighted in bold here is exactly the perceived value you're talking about here. Meaning someone realizes in the long run, okay, they are going to get better at investing if they sign up for your list. And so the higher perceived value someone feels he's going to get from your emails, the more likely they are to sign up. Now, how do you increase that perceived value you're talking about here? Simple. Like post valuable content. Like, as simple as it is, it could be a reel, a carousel, a blog post, or whatever. But make sure you create content that solves your audience's problem. That's how you build trust. Okay, because remember, people must trust you. Okay, people must trust you in order for them to buy from you. Because when you do that, okay, people are gonna tell themselves, if I can get so much value from his free content, then I'll probably get more from their newsletter. Like that's the psychology behind creating content. That's how you want to get people to. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but most business owners, at least the ones who leverage email marketing, tend to share valuable stuff on their newsletters more than they do on social media. I don't know if you've seen that because personally, I've seen this so many times. Like be with my clients and with some creators I follow. I've seen it where most of the gems, okay, most of the valuable things they have to share, they usually share it through their newsletter rather than like there's a lot of stuff they share through their newsletter which they don't on their social media. And so that's why you want to produce as much valuable content as possible so that people can tell in their mind, if I can get so much value from his or her social media content, then I'm probably going to sign up on their email list. Very important. Now the next thing is the I. Okay, the I from the formula. Let's just get back. This is this I am talking about. The I stands for short-term incentive. Now this is usually what you call the lead magnet. Okay, like it's something valuable solving a specific problem you offer for free to encourage people to sign up to your list. Because again, people need this in order to trust you, because people buy from the ones they trust. Okay, and so you'd want to give them something. It could be an ebook, a course, or a checklist from which they can quickly get value. Now I want to insist on the term quick here. It's very important. Quick, because like from which they can quickly, wait, let me put this in bold. Okay, I want to insist on this term because you don't want to, like you don't want to have something like 100-page ebook for your lead magnet. Why? Because people are not going to read that. Because why? Because or maybe a 2 hour course, which obviously people are no one's going to finish a 2 hour course or a 100-page ebook, because people don't have time. Okay, people are lazy, and so they want something from which they can quickly get value with little or no effort. Now, what you'd want instead, okay, when creating your lead magnet, is something really short yet extremely valuable. Like, you'd want to cut out all the fluff around your lead magnet. Okay, you want to cut out all the unnecessary parts around, in such a way you're left only with the most essential and basic part, because your lead magnet needs to solve a very, very, very specific problem. And this is where a lot of founders get trapped, because they confuse a highly valuable lead magnet with a lead magnet that solves many problems. Like, there are two different things, and it's absolutely not the case. Okay, the fact your lead magnet is of high value doesn't necessarily mean it has to solve many problems. And so I want you to think of the lead magnet the other way around, okay? Meaning, see it as the more specific, the problem your lead magnet solves, the more value or the more valuable it gets. Okay, like, usually your lead magnet will solve a very, like, usually the most, if you've seen so far the creators that share lead magnets, okay, you realize that most valuable lead magnets are usually the ones who solve a very, very specific problem their audience are facing in a very beautiful way. And so that's how you want your lead magnet to be. You want it to be short and actionable. You want it to be quick. Okay, you want people to get as much value from it in the fastest possible way. Okay, so that's basically what the incentive is all about, your lead magnet. Now, the next one, we have F equals to, it stands for friction. The F is what it's below. Let me get back to the formula again. Here is the formula. We are at F. Okay, so now the F, as I said, stands for friction. Now here you are simply referring to the things that might get in the way or discourage someone from signing up. Okay, like, as you hear the term friction, okay, it's what prevents. It's a backward force, right? And this might look strange sometimes, but usually you realize you are the ones, us the creators, you are the ones getting in the way of our success. Why am I saying so? Now imagine someone, okay, imagine someone who builds a landing page that loads slowly, okay, has a sign-up form with 4 to 10 fields, like it's a long form. The third three has a poor layout, like elements are just disorganized, organized in a very stupid way. The fourth, a landing page that has no color contrast between the sign up button and the page, meaning, like, there's no difference between the button, the colors, the button's color and the page color, meaning users can't easily see the sign up button. That's why I mean by contrast. Now imagine someone who builds a landing page with 4 of this, with that has 3, 2, or 4 of these characteristics. What happens? No, honestly, tell me what happens. I think the answer is very simple, right? Like, no one's gonna sign up, or at best, okay, at best, if you will have gotten maybe 1,000 signups with such a page, if you will have get maybe 1,000 signups, you will maybe get 100, because your page is the thing that's killing you, okay? And so, just to say, you need to make sure there is nothing, at least on your own side, you need to make sure there's nothing preventing users from signing up, which often comes from very tiny details. Okay, from the very, very tiny details we often neglect, and that's very important. So you don't want to be your own bottleneck to your own success. And so there are certain very specific rules or certain very specific details you need to take care of when you're building something like your lead magnet or your landing page. Okay, and again, one of these details could equally be the length of your lead magnet. As I said, you don't want something to be long because people are not going to read them. People are not going to consume it, okay? And obviously, they're not going to get the value they have to get from what you offer. You are offering as your lead magnet. Now, the R, which is the fourth one, stands for perceived risk. This is where it gets very interesting. Now, this is how risky a person feels signing up to your list could be. Let's take a simple example. Like you could have a newsletter, right? And someone is afraid they will get a bunch of spam from you if they sign up to your newsletter. And so the more risky it seems to someone to sign up to your list, the less likely they're going to sign up. And this leads us what? Back to the trust factor I just spoke earlier. People need to trust you. And like trust is your X factor when it comes to getting people to sign up on your list. Okay, you need that trust. And now, how do you get people to trust you? Again, you probably know by now you probably know what you need to do, right? You need to post content and interact with your audience. Let me highlight this in bold. Post content, okay, and interact with your audience. As simple as that. Okay, so you realize from what we've gone so far, okay, from the terms from on the points we've covered so far, you realize trust is a very important factor. Like it's the X factor, and it applies to every single one of these points. And so just to make a quick recap on the formula I just spoke about, we have the sign up rate formula, okay, which is equals to what? V plus I all over F plus R. As I said, the V stands for the long-term value. That is the value users or potential subscribers gain from you on the long run. Like when they sign up, what do they get on the long run? The next one is the I. We've spoken of the I, which stands for the short-term incentive, which is basically your lead magnet. The next one is the F, which stands for the friction. That is the things preventing people from signing up to your list. Okay, and it's usually, as I said, the little and tiny details we often neglect when building our lead magnet and our landing page. And the last but not the least, we have the R, which stands for perceived risk. That's how risky someone feels signing up to your list could be. And again, it boils down to trust. How trusty how trustworthy you are to them. Okay, it boils down to that. And so yeah, and so far so far you realize if you're considering signing as most people on your lead magnet, okay, you your ultimate goal must be what? Must be to make the V and the I at the numerator of your formula, right? The V, which stands for the perceived value, and the I, which stands for the short-term incentive. You need to make them as high as possible. And the F and the R, which stands for the friction and the perceived risk, respectively, you need to make both of them as low as possible to increase the chances of signing up as many subscribers as you can on your email list. So it's based on that mechanism you need to operate. And I think it's simple arithmetic, right? It's simple arithmetic because if you've done division in primary school, right, you realize all you have to do, okay, is increase both of these and lower both of these as much as you can. And I have given you the strategies, okay, and the ways you can do that. And so yeah, so if you've done some arithmetics in primary school, I guess you probably got what I was explaining all through this video. And I think we've come to the end of this video, to be honest with you. And so if you've gotten any question or a problem you want me to tackle, simply drop a comment in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. The link is in the description. See you in the next video.